In the bank, this boy, Cherry, greets the bank clerk politely, and then takes out a piece of money. On it is written that, "I have a gun, this is robbery." The bank clerk does not hesitate, she hands over a wad of banknotes. Cherry can't believe it. His first robbery is a big success. Since then, he has been out of control, he robs 11 banks one after another. But who knows, Cherry was once a national hero who won a medal. He is Cherry. At the age of 18 he dreams of becoming a military doctor. But endless high-pressure training completely breaks his illusion about the military. In the training, the military instructor's verbal abuse is commonplace. Personal attacks are common. They even kill recruits for no reason, no guilt. Some people even choose to commit suicide in order to escape there. In the torment of abnormality, Cherry is lost from the very beginning. He gradually becomes insensitive. If we say the abnormal military life makes Cherry feel discouraged about the future, then the cruel battlefield is undoubtedly worse. Sand almost fills the sky. Cherry and his comrades drive military vehicles into the battle zone. This is Cherry's first time on the battlefield. He is terrified. Within a 10-mile radius, not even a single person could be seen. But he always feels a sniper is aiming at him, and can headshot him at any time. The gunfire. Cherry is so frightened that he is dumbfounded. Fortunately, the captain promptly pulls him away. They asks the injured teammates to get off the front line. Cherry walks through the rain of bullets, finally reaches his teammates. But the image in front of him shocks him again. The teammate's body is blown through, his internal organs scatter on the ground. Cherry hurriedly stuffs it back, and uses force to stop bleeding. The bullet flies by the ear. Until watching the helicopter pick up the wounded, Cherry is relieved. Back to the barracks, Cherry tries to wash away the bloodstains on his body. But while the body is clean, cruel memories go deep into the bones. He looks at the laughing recruits who look forward to killing people on the battlefield. Cherry does not say a word, because of the cruelty of the battlefield can only be known by personal experience. Suddenly, there is a bolt from the blue. Cherry has completely collapsed, because the teammate who he tried to rescue just does not survive. Cherry suddenly realizes that when facing the war, human lives are as fragile as paper. Maybe the next one is chosen by the god of death is him. To appease the soldiers, the camp holds a sympathy performance. The soldiers are enthusiastic, only Cherry is indifferent. He misses his girlfriend, Emily, and just wants to go home quickly to live an ordinary life with his girlfriend. But this day, the captain's arbitrariness almost kills him on the spot. The previous second they are living persons, the next second they explode into a handful of ashes. In less than a minute, they are of two different worlds. Cherry sits on the ground, puts the remains of his comrades in a bag one by one. He thinks he is accustomed to life and death, but when he returns to the camp, looks at the once lively dormitory which now becomes silent, his tears instantly burst. He couldn't help crying silently. Fortunately, there will be dawn after the long night. This damn war is finally over. After returning home, Cherry is awarded the Medal of Hero. He thinks the nightmare is over. But who knows, severe post-war stress disorder has intensified its attack on him. Gradually, he becomes irritable. At the concert, he will be furious because the audience speaks loudly. When he looks in the mirror, the hallucinations make him worse than death. To calm himself down, he desperately takes tranquilizers. But soon, the tranquilizer does not work anymore. Cherry is on the verge of collapse at any time, so he gets drugs. On this day, he swallows a pink pill. The light and fluttering feeling make him feel relaxed. Hardly imagine that he is now one foot in heaven, the other in hell. Cherry has never recovered. Emily can't stand it anymore, she desperately roars. If they haven't experienced these, two of them have already entered the palace of marriage. But now, the war not only destroys him, but also destroys Emily. She also becomes a drug addict. Two of them are muddled. Soon, they are in debt. Cherry can only find Pills and Coke, and ask him for financial help. Pills and Coke agrees to help, but he just asks Cherry to watch out a safe. But because of drug addiction, Cherry completely forgets Pills and Coke's request. He directly cracks the safe. They are stunned that there are drugs inside. They are desperate, so they sucks enough at one time, then they fall asleep. Until a hurried knock on the door wakes up Cherry. They think it is the police, so they rushes the medicine into the toilet. But when opening the door, they find out this is actually a joke of Pills and Coke. However, when seeing the smashed safe, Pills and Coke can't laugh anymore. It turns out that this batch of goods belongs to the drug lord boss, Black. If they can't make up, they will undoubtedly die. Cherry can't do anything else, he comes up with a bad idea: bank robbery. Soon, they make up the shortfall. But they also fall step by step into the abyss of endless desire. This man is crazy because he overdoses. His girlfriend almost dies. But how can people who are stuck in the quagmire easily get out of it? In order to continue this happiness, they can only rob the bank again and again. However, how can you not wet your shoes, when you often walk by the river? Just when they rob the bank for the 9th time, the gun accidentally goes off. Pills and Coke escapes in panic. Without any choice, Cherry has to go alone to get the money. The bank clerk takes advantage of it. She secretly calls the police and locks the bank door. After Cherry finds out that things, he completely loses his mind. He throws the money on the door, raises a gun and threats the bank clerk to open the door for him. When Cherry gets back to the car, the police are already on the road. He's afraid that pills and coke has been caught and confessed to the police. Cherry asks James to turn around immediately. They finally see pills and coke staggering on the side of the road. Cherry quickly drags him into the car. At this time, Cherry finds out that pills and coke was shot and must be treated. But going to the hospital is like throwing themselves into the net, so he made an amazing decision. Cherry asks James to drive the car into a bridge hole and leave pills and coke, then turn and leave. From the initial goal of getting money for drugs to armed robbery, finally to the disregard for life. Cherry now has completely become a social scum. But he never notices his situation until the drug lord boss comes to him and sees his ability to rob the bank. Only then does he realize that he is sinking deeper and deeper. He can't even get out. Finally, he makes the most important decision in his life. Before leaving, he kisses the cheek of Emily. He robs the bank for the last time. After that, he reminds the bank clerk to call the police, and gives all the money to Black. In this way, they will not trouble his family. Then he fires a shot to get the attention of the police and sits down on the street. He is waiting to be arrested. In the end, Cherry is sentenced to 14 years in prison. Time in prison is his unprecedented peace. Under the refinement of time, he finally gets out of the haze of war, and he is saved. The film, Cherry 2021, is adapted from Nico Walker's novel of the same name. But the fiction story is really his own personal experience. In April 2012, he was arrested and jailed for robbing the bank. During the sentence, with the assistance of a writer, he spent 4 years to complete this semi-autobiographical novel. From a meritorious soldier to a heinous criminal, he only spent less than 1 year. But becoming the one he used to take him 14 years. Hennelly said that people who are willing to fall will always be the most incorrigible paralyzed patient for themselves, so that they can't get up. But actually, they are just cowards with all 4 limbs. I am Harry. Please like and follow me. I will show you more movies.